Hello everyone, Sableye here and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be jumping into the Regulation C team builder here. We're rocking a core of Chien-Pao and Dragonite. We'll be building around that and then we'll have some battles featuring the team a little bit later on in the video. If you're looking directly for the matches, feel free, there will be a timestamp down below. Feel free to scrub right to that and get into the matches. But without further ado, let's start building this thing. So we're going to start things off with Chien-Pao. As you can see, I already have a little bit started up here, but basically the concept here is I want to go basic with the Chien-Pao along with the D-Knight, right? Like, I can make a case for like Crunch over Sucker Punch if I wanted to, just for more consistent dark type damage, because I feel like that could come in handy next to a Dragapult. However, overall I think this set pretty well as a starting point is pretty solid. I probably should be Jolly, so that way I'm actually faster than most of the Flutter Mains, and if worst case scenario it's a speed tie sort of thing, it's probably where you want to start here. Then you have Dragapult. You probably want to go Choice Band, because the whole concept of this core is to do massive damage with Dragapult besides Chien-Pao and then have Chien-Pao finish things up. Flutter Mane is slower than both of these, or at least worst case scenario speed tying the Chien-Pao, and you can bully that. You have Banded Dragon Darts if you wanted it, and I think you do. You have two options here. You can go Banded Terra Dragon Darts, or you can go some sort of Terra to do big damage to something that would generally wall this core. I think I like the concept of Terra Steel. I think Terra Steel, having something like Terra Blast, U-turn for pivots, and then you obviously run your Phantom Force, right? And something like this just covers those fairies that really want to decimate this core, and just because the fairies want to come in and sit in front of this, but all of a sudden you just kill the fairy with Terra Steel and you kind of just drop them, you kind of the game, you know. I will go. I think you still want to go Jolly once again, and once again same concept as before. We're gonna go basic here. We're not gonna go too crazy. Just want to go basic. I think we need kind of a secondary mode here, because sometimes this simply isn't going to work. I definitely like a fire type to help with the fairy types on this core, especially as like a switch in. Like if I'm going to U-turn out of Dragapult, I want to have something that can come in and switch in a fairy type. I like fire types for that. You could go your own steel type as well. Even poison. So I think like Amoonguss and Arcanine really kind of patched this up pretty well. So we're gonna go that direction here. I think it's a little bit slower for the core, because generally speaking, right, you want your Chien-Pao Dragapult core. You still want to have offense outside of Chien-Pao Dragapult, right? So if I take the rest of the team and I completely slow it down, probably not going to be the greatest of the teams, but it'll still be something. But either way, I think Amoonguss, Arcanine are two key pivots, especially if we use them as kind of our only pivot, so to speak. I like Citrus Berry here, just nice and quick, real quick. Nothing too crazy. I think you go standard with Pollen Puff, Rage Powder, Spore. I'll put Protect here. Protect might change. You might want something like Clear Smog to beat like Dozo if that's if that becomes a necessity here, because the Dozo matchup kind of looks a bit shaky. But we'll go pretty swiftly. I think we'll just go 236. I think 156 is the defensive jump if I go relaxed. It is indeed. I've used Amoonguss too much, guys. I've been playing this game way too long. When you start knowing that off the top of your head, it might be time to quit. Besides the point, Arcanine probably wants safety goggles. We need something into like Spore, like just a safe switch in for that. So goggles is nice. It really just helps Arcanine sit in front of Amoonguss. Like Amoonguss can't call an Arcanine switch in to put you to sleep. We'll go. That is not what I wanted to put. That was supposed to be a Flare Blitz, but I can't type. Like I said, just nothing too crazy. Just straightforward here. Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed. I think Extreme Speed besides Chien-Pao really comes in handy. We've seen it in Dragonite do crazy things. So I definitely think Arcanine here. Obviously not going to have the same firepower because I'm not Banded. I'm not Terra Normal. I could go Terra Normal, actually. You know what? Let's get spicy. Let's get spicy, because why not? It also resists a bunch of stuff, but it's probably just Will-O-Wisp Protect here to close this one out. I could go with a little bit more of an offensive Arcanine, and I think I probably will. So I'm going to go Adamant. I'm going to go Speed. There's Up in the Air here. I think this outpaces Goldengo. At least a modest Goldengo. So we'll do that. We'll get a good chunk of attack. Where's the jump? Put it there. We'll just dump HP and 4-4 for now, I guess. Yeah, that seems pretty decent. Like, you still have a massive amount of attack, right? Adamant Arcanine at 110 base is still going to hit pretty hard, especially besides Chien-Pao, right? So yes, it's a pivot piece, but now it's a pivot piece that can also kind of do damage. And I think that concept really potentially sets Arcanine away from just like a bulkier Arcanine on this build, right? Now, I think we really do need a water type, right? And the concept of a water type here is because right now Ting Lu shreds us. And generally speaking, I would go Palafin in this format. I think Palafin is one of the best water types. However, I'm tempted to test Azumarill on this core because we don't yet have a fairy type to deal with all the dark types. And I think Azumarill actually fits this really, really nicely. Because we also have our Assault Vest available right now, which I'm thinking is something to consider. We can go something like Assault Vest, obviously huge power. You could go Sap Sipper, but on a core like this, you just want damage. Let's go Liquidation first for my own peace of mind. Aqua Jet, Play Rough, and we have options here. I don't hate the concept of Superpower. I also don't hate the concept of just running Ice Spinner to deal with grass types if we lose Chien-Pao, because that, or if Chien-Pao is not on the field. I'm gonna go Ice Spinner myself. I don't love it, but it's there. Speed wise, we don't really have speed control right now, so I wonder if we actually need that much speed. Like, I feel like that beats Amoonguss, but that's a lot of speed to outpace like max speed Amoonguss, which is probably nowhere to be found in the format right now. I think 85 doubles goes to 170, so that'll outpace Garchomp. That's at least something. Let's jump up here. Let's just go 236. Should be a jump. Yep. We'll just dump it into defense and HP. I think we need to be. We're Assault Vest, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll be odd HP then, so that way we can take an extra superpower, so it doesn't put us below half. Super Fang, sorry, not superpower. I'm not gonna run these calcs, guys. I'm just gonna kind of throw them in there straightforward. Nothing too crazy right now. Once again, just going pretty simple at the beginning of my build here. And I want a ground type, or at least something that can be immune to the Tinglu, right? I could go my own Tinglu. That is a very valid option, but let's see what other ground types we have here. Just real quick, it's probably just going to be my own Tinglu in this build. Great Tusk is also something of interest. I don't have my Sash, but I could go Scarf Great Tusk. Actually, I kind of like this concept. Hold up. Why does every team I build on this channel end with Scarf Great Tusk? I don't know, but here we are. Headlong Rush, Close Combat, Earthquake. Oh, that is Earth Power, Ryan. Earthquake, and I think it's... See, normally you go Ice Spinner, but because I have two Ice types already, I think Scarf Rock Slide, when in doubt, you know, you click Rock Slide. I don't hate it. I think we have to go Jolly, so we'll just go Standard. I don't really want to go Adamant because I think we're too slow at that point. So we'll just go Jolly. And I think something like this puts on a lot of pressure into opposing teams, and I say we just try it out. Okay, and we're going to be here with the first game of the day. We've got Snow. Haven't seen a Snow team in a while. I think I can kind of just overpower this. It's a little shaky with the whole Dragapult mode because they're just obviously Titans faster. But honestly speaking, because I am Terra Steel rather than going for the offensive Terra Dragon, I have the ability to kind of go Dragapult Chien-Pao and just sit in front of things and realistically not die. I think I can go... I feel like Arcanine in the back to help beat Palafin is really, really nice. I think there's definitely some merit in that. I think Scarf Great Tusk also has merit as well. Like, Arcanine Great Tusk kind of cleans. The only thing I worry about, and the only thing I worry about, is that's the Titan right there. Palafin's going to be here, so Titan's going to come in. Okay, and what their game plan here is they're going to swap in Abomasnow to reset the Palafin, and they're going to go from there. I kind of want to Terra Steel immediately, but at the same time, I really don't. Because I could easily just kind of swap into Arcanine and just drop a Sacred Sword into the Titan, and just get damage off that way. It's a little unfortunate of the fact that the Snow is going to give them the defense boost, because otherwise I would probably just drop this Titan, or at least do a very good damage. So the Snow is going to offset that Chien-Pao damage drop if they do decide to bring it in, and there it is, right on cue. I do get the Intimidate on Titan. It's going to heavy slam my Chien-Pao. So super, super happy that I decided to switch in my Arcanine there. But the more important part is the fact that I am on the field now, and Chien-Pao didn't take half. So... little shaky on the end game versus the Palafin, though. I'm gonna be honest here. This is not looking great. I'm gonna protect. I could double protect. I don't really love that though. I'm gonna Flare Blitz and I'm gonna protect Chien-Pao. I don't want Chien-Pao going down right now. Yeah, they're gonna opt for a superpower from this Titan. Flare Blitz going into the Sash of Abomasnow. Aurora Veil? Should be Aurora Veil. Yeah, okay. So they're gonna go for the Aurora Veil. If they're gonna opt for superpower, I could hard call that and bring in Pulp. And I think I'm going to. I'm going to ignore the Abomasnow. I kill that at free will whenever I want. So I'm going to go for Flare Blitz into the Titan. And I'm going to try and go Dragapult. I feel like Chien-Pao in the endgame is a lot better. I also don't think I'm going to lose Pult. So there's no way they click Blizzard here, right? Yeah, okay. I'm okay with this. This wasn't like the best turn in the world, but it's not a bad turn. I can E-speed off the Abomasnow, which I feel like is probably optimal. And I think I want a U-turn, but at the same time, just dropping Dragon Darts feels pretty good as well. I could also Phantom Force and just make myself disappear for a turn, going into the Palafin for big damage on the following turn, which I almost like more. Now, yeah, I don't mind that. Abomasnow will go down. We'll get the Phantom Force disappearance. We'll lose Arcanine, but it puts us in a spot where we can safely double Palafin, or even just protect Chien-Pao while Dragapult takes out Palafin. Because I'm also dodging the fact that Titan is faster than my Dragapult this way. So I get the Protect up, and then I Phantom Force, and Snow's almost gone, right? So I get this damage off. They should Wave Crash Dragapult and try to get a kill here, right? Because they can simply Superpower Chien-Pao. And if they opt for that and go for a Wave Crash, that is perfectly fine. They're going to opt for the Jet Punch, though. They're going to go Ice Spinner into the Dragapult that is faster than them. Phantom Force is going to come out, do massive damage. And now we're in a very good spot because Sucker Punch is going to pick off Palafin. And I'm going to Phantom Force again. I could switch to reset the Phantom Force. Yes, I do. I reset just strictly because there could be Mouse Hole in the back. I don't think it's a likely scenario, but I think it is a scenario that is something here that I do want to cover for. They're actually going to go for the Great Tusk there with the Ice Spinner. So we're going to keep Chien-Pao. So I could have easily stayed on the field with Dragapult and launched my attacks, but we're not in a bad spot right now at all. We're Scarfed here, so I'm honestly just going to close combat what I presume is AV Titan. I'll protect Chien-Pao just to give myself an extra turn, just to keep the defense drops onto things on their side of the field. Also prevents them from getting Drain Punch off. They could bulk up, but I don't think it's a piece of this game that's going to actually help them. Beautiful. And we do lose Titan to the Drain Punch here. Pult's going to come in. I have a few options right now. I really just think they've already Terra. Have they Terra'd? They haven't Terra'd. So this gets annoying. And this is where Crunch comes in handy, because like if they're Terra Fire, I think they have to Terra, because they're going to try and eat. I'm going to Sacred Sword. And I'm going to start Dragon Dartsing. No Terra, but it doesn't matter because Banded Dragapult goes crazy. Did they Terra already? No, right? They never Terra. Yeah, no, they never Terra. Okay. Alright, game number 2 here. We're going to get pretty much Palafin balance with a Tinglu here. Nothing too crazy. We do get open sheets though here, which is a nice little luxury we don't normally get on ladders. So, Booster Flutter's fine. Iron Hands AV. It looks like standard Pal balance. And the question becomes, how do I want to pressure this? I think I lead Chien-Pao Pult again. Like 90% of the time, I think that's going to be your lead with this team, unless they have a very obvious answer to shut it down. And I'm not seeing one here. Azumarill really packs the endgame really nicely. Right? Play Rough goes into you. Aqua Jet to pick off Flutter Mane if it survives on like a few HP. Liquidation into you. Liquidation to Tinglu. Azu's really, really nice here. And I want either Arcanine or Amoonguss. I think I'm going to go for the Amoonguss route, strictly because it's a better switch into Palafin than realistically anything else. So they're going to lead Flutter. They're going to lead Amoonguss. If I click Dragon Darts, they do both go into Amoonguss. The question becomes, are they going to actually Rage Powder here? Because if they're going to Rage Powder, it's fine. It's a little less optimal. I have to kind of U-turn. And I think U-turn is just my safest play. And I U-turn off the Flutter Mane because it's the piece that's going to do damage. And if they do opt for the Rage Powder, the U-turn and the Ice Shard, I should probably double. Actually, I'm going to double off Amoonguss. They're a Rock Amoonguss. This is a new one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new one. We're going to crit the U-turn, though. Massive damage. They do realize Rock does not resist Ice. I still bring in Amoonguss here in case it's a Spore coming out. I don't really want Dragapult to get put to sleep. Rock, it's going to allow it to survive it. And the Spore is going to go into the Amoonguss slot. Now, I'd go ahead and say that's a pretty solid turn for us. I'm just going to Ice Spinner Amoonguss to death. They do have Protect, right? They do, but even if they Protect, I just get a free Spore onto the Flutter Mane. And if they do that, then I'm getting damage up. So It's respectable. I'm not concerned about it. I also feel like switching to Terra Ghost on Chien-Pao is a thing. I also should actually update this Terra on Amoonguss. I think I left it as grass, which is not good. So now they're going to probably fake out. So I'm just going to protect. And honestly, I think I'm free to spore the hands. No, yeah, they can't Terra, so I'm free to spore the hand slot. Yep, they're going to attempt to Volt Switch out. That's fine by me, and there's a Spore. Okay, yep, this is GG. Alright, Amoonguss going crazy. Alright, game 3. I don't know if this is game 3 or 4. I have no clue. Baxcalibur stuff. Okay, so this team's been picking up in usage minus the Pelipper. Generally speaking, it's an Arcanine in that slot, but it has seen a lot of usage as of late, so definitely a team that if we can kind of beat, it's definitely proves that the team is doing pretty well, right? So I think Dragapult's super strong once again. Like, okay, we have the sheets. Baxcalibur is Ice Shard, Icicle Spear, but it's not the end of the world because once again I could Terra Steel it. Banded Dragon Dart just does massive damage as well besides Chien-Pao. I feel pretty comfortable in this position. There are Life Orb Flutter, which is a little bit different than the specs that's normally on this variant. Once again, I think I can kind of go get away with the same thing as we did last game, right? It's a very similar core with the whole Palafin balance stuff, so yeah, this is fine for me. Yeah, I mean, once again, I want a U-turn. Is there a protect on backs? There is. I want a U-turn and just pivot in because I really don't want to stay on the field all that long here. So I think I'm going to U-turn, and I'm going to U-turn Ice Spinner the Fluttermane. Yeah, U-turn goes off. Ice Spinner might get the knockout. Either way, I go into a Azumarill to eat the Glaive Rush. And we're not going to have to see that. Glaive Rush goes into the Chien-Pao, which I think I'm okay with, honestly. Like, I was sashed anyway, so I wasn't dying. And we're kind of chill. Like, with Fluttermane gone, nothing is stopping Dragapult from going crazy on the future turn. You know, like, there's only so much they can switch in right now. We're in a pretty good spot. They're going to go Amoonguss, which is correct. So what's going to happen is I'm probably going to get put to sleep. I'm going to Ice Spinner and just protect. Yep, the Ice Shard's coming out. Azumarill, I'm accepting the fact that I'm going to bed here, basically. Was that worth it for me? I can't Ice Shard. Like, I can Ice Shard them now. At this point, I'm pretty content. I burn a turn of sleep, right? Baxcalibur can't touch Azumarill. So I'm in a pretty decent spot there. I should liquidate that slot. And I could try and Sucker Punch Baxcalibur. But I'm actually going to go into Amoonguss. I'll be able to eat the Ice Shard. Yeah, this is fine. I'll be able to eat the Ice Shard just fine with Amoonguss. That did a lot more than I was hoping. But Baxcalibur's a good mon. So once again, though, I'm burning turns and Azumarill is just on the field. So it's a free liquidation for some damage. I want to start chipping Ting Lu. I have answers and resources into Baxcalibur right now. I don't need to worry too much about it right now. I need to more focus down this Ting Lu. Alright, we're going to wake up as well. Get a big liquidation off into Ting Lu. And they're going to go for Fissure into Azumarill. Fissure is the one thing that makes all spreads not matter. If you can hit the Fissure, it don't matter what you are. Except if you're Terra Flying. That's the real secret. This is a pretty good spot for us. Because once again, Baxcalibur can't touch Azu. They have Amoonguss as a switch in right now. So right now, Ting Lu is dead to Chien-Pao plus D-Knight. So I'm going to start liquidating the Baxcalibur. And I really wish I was Terra Water here because I'd be in a lot better of a position. But I'm just going to go for a... I'll go for a... just Spore if I get it off. I don't think I will, but if I get the opportunity... Yeah, I'm not getting this Spore off unless they're not loaded dice, but they are. And from this range, Amoonguss is going to go down. But more importantly, we're getting massive damage into backs. And the damage into Baxcalibur is really, really nice here. My main concern is how do I want to beat the... because I have to get Dragon Darts off to win this game. It's more so a question of when do I opt to get the Dragon Darts off. And I think I have to do it not this turn, but next turn. It's just I don't know where I potentially get it off. I could actually just go Terra Steel. Yeah, I like this better. I'm going to go Liquidation. I'm going to Terra Steel. And I still lock darts. Yeah, and if they Rage Powder to stop any sort of dart from going into the Baxcalibur here, I'm going to actually survive the turn with my Dragapult. Very, very nicely. Liquidation is going to go into a Moongus. Not going to get the kill, which is a little unfortunate because of the fact that if they do Rage Powder, I only get one dart off this turn. I'm going to try an Aqua Jet for the kill. But no, the Rage Powder, will it still? I don't know if that actually works. Let's find out. I don't think Aqua Jet's going to get the kill, but we'll see if they give it to me. And just Dragon Darts going around Protect on its own really makes this core super, super nice, right? Because if they try to call like where I target and they Protect, well, I'm just going into the other slot automatically, right? Just not being able to get the attacks wrong. They opt to not Rage Powder, though. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think it's a bit questionable. Yeah, this is a nice little Liquidation. Actually, so they want to Ice Shard me, which I know they definitely want to do. So I could sack Chien-Pao here and just kind of go Aqua Jet. I don't want to throw this. I'm going to Liquidate over here and sack Chien-Pao. Yeah, we killed Ting-Lu, so I don't get the thing. And now we have double pressure into Dragapult. Yeah. Alright, we take our win there. We definitely take those. Okay. Alright, we'll go into either one more or maybe two more from right now, but we'll see. A little bit of a Claude side. I really got to get my my ranking up here. We are 1300s, which is better than what we were in the last video. But like, I don't play on this ult, right? So it's interesting. Anyways, we've got Sun is interesting because I really want to just torch it with Chien-Pao Dragonite, but the problem is I don't think I can kill Torkoal because the rest of it doesn't appreciate Chien-Pao Dragapult at all, right? Like we just kind of torch things. I could actually opt for the Scarf Great Tusk mode. My only concern is the fact that they could potentially lead hands into that. And I don't love that. So I'm going to go Chien-Pao. I'm going to do it anyways. Actually, let's just bring Great Tusk into back because I feel like that's a better adjustment. I like Azu and I like Great Tusk here, I think. I think these are the four that work this. They are going to lead hands Mimikyu actually. So really good adjustment. This is where I really, really wish I had the I had Terra Ghost here. I should really change that. I really need to change that. But anyways, I'm going to click Phantom Force here. And basically I'm going to Phantom Force Protect. And this is going to stall out a turn of Trick Room, right? And that's kind of what I'm going for here. Is they're going to set the Trick Room up. But now I'm gone for a turn. So they can't hit me. I'm going to swap out Chien-Pao into Azu just to take a turn. Obviously, this is only going to break the disguise of the Mimikyu, which is a little rough. Whereas if I had Terra Ghost, I would have chipped the Mimikyu's disguise that last turn with Terra Ghost and then pivoted out and would have killed the Mimikyu here and put on more pressure. But this isn't the end of the world here, right? They're going to opt for a Shadow Sneak. They're going to look in... Oh. This is a little more concerning than I would have liked it to have been. We're going to get the break onto Mimikyu's disguise, but with like the lack of protects on my team, this is going to become super, super problematic. So they can't... The one thing I have going for me is they can't go for an electric move into Dragapult. So I think I might be able to just stay on the field with Pult. And opt to Terra into the hands. This is really annoying. And I don't think they Drain Punch Azumarill. So I'm going to go Great Tusk for the Azumarill because I think they want to kill Azumarill first. Realizing that on these teams, Dragapult's normally banded. So we're going to try for it this way. They do opt to actually Drain Punch. That is insane. We're going to dodge a Will-O-Wisp though, which comes in super, super amounts of handy. I really wish I would have hit the Mimikyu though now. I think we just lose. I'm surprised they Drain Punched Azumarill. I guess it probably kills anyways, maybe. Here's a Phantom Force and just to protect for the time being. We'll just get some big damage into hands. I think we still have a shot to win this if they ignore me long enough. Shadow Sneak goes into Chien-Pao. Drain Punch goes into Chien-Pao because they have no choice. This is going to do next. Okay. Okay, Dragapult. I see you, buddy. I see you. Okay, so they're going to opt for a burn here, I would presume. Now, would I rather... If they opt for a burn, I think I just leave Chien-Pao on the field. I'm going to Phantom Force to set up the Mimikyu. And they could double Chien-Pao if they want to, but after that, that'll actually get me out of Trick Room. And I'll go Ice Spinner into hands. Yeah, they're going to Ice Punch. That's less good. They're going to Wisp my Chien-Pao. Their Trick Room. I should be faster than the hands here. So I'm going to Liquidate. And I'm just going to double. It could also Protect. They can't Protect. So I definitely double Chien-Pao. Or Iron Hand, sorry. Yeah, they're going to burn me. No Trick Room's up. I don't know if Azu Chien-Pao has the answers here, but there's an option for it. I mean, Terra Water, Liquidate, and just Protect for a turn. If Azu can go crazy, there is a shot. Heat Wave's not going to kill me. Yeah. Liquidation brings it to Sash. Sash goes down to Aqua Jet. Sash does not need to go down to Aqua Jet anymore. I Liquidate Chi-Yu. And I just start Ice Spinning Mimikyu if we get it. They're going to opt for a... I don't know what's going on, but all of a sudden we've got a shot. Obviously, Ice Spinner's not doing massive damage. They're in a pretty decent spot. Yeah, we're not winning this game. We're not winning this game. I don't know why they didn't just bring Torkoal in first. Or why they didn't set... You know what I mean? But, like, we're in a spot. It was certainly a spot of all time. Liquidate and pray that Sucker Punch Liquidate. Yeah, no, it was never going to happen there, guys. It was never going to happen. Okay, so we're going to run into one more matchup here. It's actually going to be a King Gambit mode. And I think this scares Chien-Pao D9, excuse me, why do I keep saying D9? I think it scares Chien-Pao Dragapult quite a bit. Almost to a spot where I just don't bring it. Right, I definitely want to opt for the Great Tusk mode here. And I don't see too many issues just hard leading Great Tusk. Because, like, they're, what, Specs? No, they're Sash Flutter, which is a little... But Chien-Pao Great Tusk should be fine. I want to bring Arcan... do I want Arc? I want Azu for sure because it helps with the Dragonite on their side of the field, right? I also still almost want Dragapult if I can find a way to get through King Gambit because Arcanine isn't going to help me get through King Gambit, so I might as well just bring, like, Dragapult, right? Amoonguss could put it to sleep, which is nice. Amoonguss has a little bit better of a matchup into, like, Ting Lu and all that, but, like, the rest of the team beats Ting Lu. I think I'm going to go Pult. I'm going to go Pult. Immediately, I didn't want it, but I think right here that gives us an option for it. Okay. It's really a question of are they going to protect here or not? Because I could easily go after the Flutter Mane. But if I go after the Flutter Mane and I leave Ting Lu on the field, it's a little annoying. I don't think they protect. I really don't. Yeah. I didn't think they'd protect. We're just going to get it off the field. It's the damage dealer. Like, yeah, Ting Lu can potentially drop a Heavy Slam here. Ting Lu could just click Fissure turn 1. I don't think it's optimal. Yeah, they want to break the Sash. There's the Heavy Slam. Chien-Pao takes it. I am okay with this. Like, getting rid of Flutter Mane really opens the door for the rest of the team. And I can just reset my Great Tusk now and get close combat pressure. So I'm going to protect here. They are banded, so I can kind of take advantage of this to a spot where I can bring in a Azumarill. And they kind of have to band themselves into E-Speed, knowing that I'm not Terra Ghost yet, because for whatever reason, I still haven't changed the Terra types on this team. They are going to opt for Poison. They are going to opt for E-Speed as their lock of choice, and they're going to hit the Fissure onto our Azumarill. Now, the good news is they locked E-Speed. Meaning, if they're going to stay locked E-Speed, we have the opportunity to make the pivot out and just start banded Dragon Dartsing here and just getting some massive damage up. Yeah, they're going to swap into King Gambit. This is fine. This is where the Great Tusk decided to hit the field. This is why I switched it in. Right? And we're going to... They've realized their matchup now. They've found their out. I think it's in my best interest to actually try to kill Ting Lu here. The problem is I can't do it with a close combat. I definitely want to Terra Ground. I'm going to Headlong Rush. I'm going to kill you off. And I think I'm going to kill Chien-Pao. I think there's a chance Ting Lu swaps out into Dragonite. Got it wrong. I should have killed Ting Lu. I had the game too. I just figured like... I got that super wrong. It's not over. Because Great Tusk potentially kills the Ting Lu slot consistently. And Dragon Darts goes hard into Dragonite still. So like it's something. This actually works, alright? Because this just kills Dragonite, right? Like, we somehow still win this game? Yeah. That just kills. Okay, we just still win the game. Okay. Great Tusk Dragapult spam goes crazy. Alright, yeah. Scarf Great Tusk I think was a good call here. Team feels really, really nice. Yeah, this is just a head. Yeah. It's game over at that point. They can't break that. And we're back in the builder. Obviously, we're just going to quickly go over some of this, the concepts of this team, right? And I definitely think Terra Ghost is the way to go here, so you avoid fake outs, you avoid the E-speeds. Definitely, I think, is the strongest option right now on Chien-Pao. Especially when you can lead Chien-Pao Dragapult and have, like, double Ghost immune to fake out immediately is just a really big opportunity, right? Because, like, this core, Dragapult tends to miss knockouts, right? So the core really functions on Chien-Pao finishing off the double up. And if Chien-Pao doesn't have the opportunity to finish off the double up, it's not great. So I think having the Ghost there really works. Didn't really get a chance to showcase the Terra Steel. Obviously, the added power from Dragon is a really cool option as well. So definitely something to consider moving forward. I think Amoonguss is fine. Just fix the Terra. I'll go Water because I think it should be something at least. Arc, once again, we didn't really use, but I think having the two pivots in Amoonguss and Arc are probably just correct. I mean, Azumarill wasn't bad. It was a nice fairy type to have on a team if I was scared of a dragon move. It kind of walls out Baxcalibur for the most part. I'm not sure how I feel about Assault Vest. I feel like there's opportunities for us where Azumarill protecting would actually be like optimal. I don't recommend. I mean, maybe it works. Maybe going like Amoonguss as doing like belly drum options could be cool as well if you wanted to go Citrus Berry here and like Rocky Helmet on Gus. It's an option. I'm gonna stick with AV for a bit, I would think, but that's fair. And once again, I'm impressed by Scarf Great Tusk. I kind of always put Scarf Great Tusk on the field just as like, oh, we don't really have a sash available. Scarf the Tusk. It's actually been putting in work. Like, it put in a lot of work in this episode, you know? Like, it was pretty strong, but like, I honestly think Chien-Pao Dragonite is one of the... Sorry. Honestly, someone comment down below how many times I've mistaken Chien-Pao for Dragonite. Oh, sorry, how many times I've mistaken Dragapult for Dragonite. Because I think I've said it at least 6-7 times in this video. But anyways, besides the point, I really think Chien-Pao Dragapult has a lot of potential in this format just because of the fact that, like, you can outpace and just kill every single Fluttermane in the format, and you just take knockouts, you know? And the moment you take knockouts and you have something set in the back is really, really solid. Something cool would be get 2 immediate knockouts and then have something like Perish Song. Obviously, you can't do that on AV, right? So you'd have to change that. But I think that's definitely an option moving forward, right? Like, that's something I wouldn't mind considering, right? Like, you lead your massive offense, you take things down, and then you just have your you pivot your Perish in and you just Perish, you know, and it's just GG from there. The only concern would be having the Protect to actually finish off the Perish, especially because, like, Dragapult is banded. In this case, Great Tusk is scarfed, right? Like, being able to finish off the Perish might not always be easy. But it's an option. Anyways, this is going to be it from me today, guys. Definitely try out Chien-Pao Dragapult. I think it's a really, really strong core moving forward as we progress into Regulation C. I will be at Fort Wayne this weekend for anybody down, anybody in that regional. Feel free to stop by, say hi. I promise I'm not a scary dude. With that though, guys, we're gonna get on out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all in a future video.